Virag, your voice is not audible. आवाज नहीं आ रही Virag.
So, welcome once again, friends. Today we had a wonderful session in the morning of CA Ved Jain sir, and now second session of CA SP Tulsian sir. We all are waiting for that, and market also had a great session today, more than 1,000 points up. So we welcome all our panelists for the today's session. Tej Prakash Dangi sir, GPF President, Mumbai. We also welcome CA Salil Lodaji, past National Therapon Professional Forum. CA Amrit Porwal sir, General Secretary at JCF Mumbai. CA Dilsukh Saji, Secretary TCF Mumbai. We welcome our today's guest speaker, CA SP Tulsian sir, a capital market expert. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation. And in this busy schedule, sir, thank you so much for that, sir. So now would like to request one of the very enthusiastic about stock market, young and energetic, Shivam Sharma, to introduce our today's speaker, SP Tulsian sir. So over to you, Shivam.
Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, please continue.
Yes, sir. So a very good evening to one and all present over here. My name is Shivam Sharma and I am a qualified research analyst from the National Institute of Securities Market. It's my pleasure to introduce CA SP Tulsian sir, a renowned market analyst with rich experience of 4 decades. SP Tulsian sir is immensely respected for his frank and forthright views and his ability to identify potential multi-baggers early on, armed with academics and an acute sense of logic. He's a much sought after fundamental analyst in India today. He's commerce and a law graduate and holds professional qualifications of chartered accountancy and company secretary. With this, I'd like to request CA SP Tulsian sir to please commence with this session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Virag. Thank you, Shivam, and all the office bearers of the organizers. This is indeed a great pleasure for me to address the August gathering here, comprising of the chartered accountants and maybe of the capital market investors and all sort of things. Now, actually, once if you what I feel, in fact, I've been delivering for more than maybe 25 years my budget lectures. I remember of having been given in the various forum and various chapters at the CA Institute as well. But whenever, if the market has received it well, I mean, whenever I will be using the word market, I mean stock markets. So it becomes very easy for all of us to take the budget as budget. And rightly so. In fact, those who have seen the Navara Times of today, I've given my quote. In fact, I've summarily given my brief synopsis about the budget, and my rating has been 9.5 out of 10. So in fact, the rating indicator is a best what you call the mark sheet, or maybe the market budget evaluation, by which you can make out that yes, the things are seen to be very positive for the economy and thus for the market. Now, in fact, I have seen people talking or stating that want to wait for the budget, want to make investments. But my view or my point is that for the last couple of years, more especially after this COVID, and this is what, in fact, I've said with the Central Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants held their seminar in the month of May. And at that time, I've said there that, because the atmosphere was so gloom and so dull and so what you call bearish prevailing all over India, or in fact all over world. And there I've said that if you start buying the share now in the month of June and thereafter, you will probably be getting very good returns. And that is what it has happened. Because if you really see the situations, maybe like some kind of war or maybe some kind of this pandemic, I'm not saying this pandemic was not serious, but you cannot write off a country like India merely on the pretext of the pandemic having affected the entire world, because we are having 1/6 of the population of the world. Maybe about out of 750 crore, we have India is having 135 crore, and with this new leadership of Mr. Narendra Modi, PM Modi ji, the foundation has been laid by him in this last 5 years, and now we have started reaping the fruits of that. So that's number one. I'll take the point by point, which generally people have been discussing in this last maybe couple of days, where I've seen them talking. Now, if you come on the finance minister, if you all, because sometimes we CAs, we chartered accountants, get too much, what you call over smart or maybe arrogant, and start passing the comment about the finance minister that this finance minister has not been very good. But I think that this lady, Nirmala Sitharaman, she has proven that she is the best in the whole, what you call, whatever country's finance minister, whether you take the Janet Yellen or maybe the other, this one, she is the best, and the kind of delivery she has done. Obviously, that is under the leadership of the Modi ji. So she has delivered the best budget, in fact, I've seen in this last 3 decades, and rightly so, because market has responded the budget in such a big way only after 23 years. We have seen similar kind of rally happening in the year 98, 99, and thereafter in 21, 22, we are seeing this kind of rally getting repeated with this kind of upsurge in the share market. So yes, the perception we should not draw and start, because in fact I had the opportunity of attending so many judges seminar also, where like Mr. Harish Salve or maybe the Gujarat High Court judges, and there Mr. Harish Salve has said one thing, very good thing, that in fact in today's this digital era, or maybe with this WhatsApp era, we all are experts. We don't know anything about any matter, but we will definitely be expressing our opinion, and that's the biggest problem, in fact, I would say, for a country like India. And we are seeing, in fact, the problem getting faced for all these things, for the amateur knowledge, or maybe I would say that 1/3, not even half, maybe 1/3 knowledge, and we are seeing them becoming experts. So firstly, I'm very happy that the image of the inefficient finance minister doesn't know anything or solve all sort of such things label got removed from the lady Nirmala Sitharaman. She has proved to be the best finance minister. Come on, the similar case happened with the RBI governor, Shaktikanta Das. When he resumed the office, I in fact received so many WhatsApp from you may probably see that what are the relevance of this all budget speech, but I will come on the relevance also, that Shaktikanta Das, when he assumed office in the RBI as RBI governor about 18 months back, people all started commenting that he had no knowledge anything about the banking, finance and all that. And in my view, this is proven to be the best RBI governor. And in fact, if you really ask me, the worst RBI governor has been of Raghuram Rajan. But the media, and more especially the TV channels, have all been pampering Raghuram Rajan and not Shaktikanta Das, because they all have the motto of highlighting the negatives and putting India on the backtrack. So coming specifically, you need to have your conviction if you really want to make money into the stock market. You don't need to look for the daily returns. And coming back on the investment philosophy, we may ask that what are the investments now, what you call steps to be taken hereafter after having announced the budget. In fact, I will ask all the queries, those or all the investors, those who are asking this question, that why you did not invest in May 2020. In fact, all the calls which we have given to our members and even to our portfolio management services has given a return of anywhere between 70 to 110% in this period of 8 months, from May 2020 to December 2020, in a period of about 7 to 8 months. That means the opportunity has already been lost by the investors, but never mind, it is never too late into the stock market. And I think with the kind of upsurge which you are going to see in the year, in the FY22, that means 14 months from now, is going to be phenomenal. In fact, one cannot imagine the kind of returns and kind of growth we will be seeing in the economy, which will be reflected into the stock market price as well. So this is the theme, this is the philosophy, this is the background in which I will analyze the budget. That yes, the things are seen to be quite excellent, quite opportunity are seen existing. Now come on the fundamental analysis, because as Salil has introduced that I am a fundamental analyst, and rightly so. I never rely on any technical factor, the graph and all sort of things, because everything has to boil down with the hardcore numbers, and they must get reflected with the actual happening on the ground, either in the terms of the industry performance, or in terms of the profit growth, or in terms of the overall positive atmosphere prevailing in the economy. And I think this is what is seen prevailing now. But if you really see the situation, in fact, I'm very sad and I'm very saddened and I'm very disappointed with the messenger of the economy or of the country who needs to spread the right message are in fact spreading the wrong messages. And in fact, it is so lethargic, so I would say that unfortunate that they are so irresponsible in doing that. So if you, I just point out few things. In fact, media, you know, we all know that the TV media has, business channels have become very prominent. We all get hooked to the business channel from 9 to maybe 4 o'clock or 3:30 and watch the daily market. This one, their only intention is that they will scare you with the stock which is going down, and they will only make you buy which stock is going up. That means they have a one-day cycle. In fact, they made all the investors into the trader or the speculator. And that's the biggest mistake which we are doing here. We ask for the index, that what will be the index next year or maybe 12 months down the line. I just ask them, are you investing in the index or you are investing into the stocks? What is the point? You are not replicating index in your portfolio, because as such, asset allocation is very important for any investments. And I always advise that you don't have more than 15 to or maybe 12 to 15 shares or 12 to 16 shares in your portfolio. This is our investment philosophy, whether we do that for my personal portfolio or we do it for our PMS or whatever we advise to our clients. So coming back on this point, if we have the allocations, this asset allocation or maybe the portfolio allocation is very important. For in that 12 to 16 stocks, we always say that you must have 2/3 of your portfolio in the large cap stocks. Now large cap, people generally have the impression that मैं 10 रुपए का शेयर खरीदूंगा सर, वो 2 महीने में डबल हो जाएगा. बट 2500 रुपए का शेयर लूंगा, बट वो सर वो तो उसको डबल होने में तो 5 साल लगेगा और मे बी 10 साल लगेगा. They just develop their own philosophy, which is all propagated and imbibed in the minds of the investors by this media channel and the hourly experts who come there. Now, for the simple reason, if you have bought some share of 20 rupees, that falls to maybe 10 rupees. You have lost 50% in maybe a couple of months. But the share which you have bought maybe at 2500 will definitely be giving you a return of 10% or 12% or 15% in 6 to 8 months time. So my point is that always the return expectation from the market has to be correlated with the interest rate prevailing in the system. Now, if I say that the present interest rate is at about 6%, if I go by the GSEC yield or maybe 10-year bond yield, it is about maybe 6%. So expect a return of about 12 to 15% per annum from the stock market on a consistent basis. I'm not talking for 10 months, 6 months, 8 months, or 1 year, or for 2 days, or 3 days, or 5 days. So if you expect a reasonable return of about 12 to 15%, I think you are right. The benchmark should be that 2x of the bond yield or maybe the interest yield should really satisfy you from the stock market return. I'm giving you this background because then I will take up the budget points quickly, and then thereafter I will start giving the some kind of tips and maybe recommendations also. So if you have a 12 to 15% kind of return, even that is enough to give you the comfort in your portfolio. Try to look for building the wealth, not for making the profits on a daily basis. So yes, the things have to be there of 2/3 in the frontline portfolio. Maybe of 1/3 remaining could be in the commodity stock, could be in the mid cap stocks, could be in the large cap stocks. Now, as a simple thumb rule, we say that 30,000 crore and above are all treated as large cap. Anywhere between 10,000 to 30,000 crore is treated as mid cap. Anything below 10,000 crore is with market cap is treated as micro cap and small cap. So this should be the criteria, and you must keep on booking profits because we are not the promoters of any company. Why should we hold the shares of a company? In fact, we advise people to sell Reliance Industries at 2,300, 2,250, 2,300, 2,350. And in fact, you see the fate today. And even now we are giving a call of 1,600 rupees on Reliance by maybe in the next couple of months or so. So my point, and when last year when we gave the buy call on Reliance Industries at 1,200, then nobody was even looking at Reliance. They used to call it's a debt-ridden company, speculative hai, management pe bharosa nahi hai, promoter to hera feri karta hai, and all sort of things. So never get attached and married to any shares. Keep booking profits, otherwise your profit will remain on your paper. Now coming quickly on the budget, I don't go into the budget provisions and all that. We have seen for the first time, in fact, if really you ask me, where the resources of the country, maybe of 36 lakh crore, is seen being used for building up the productive assets. Example, Manrega allocations have been cut. What has been the Manrega? Why Manrega got devised by the previous government, UPA government, about 15 years back or 10 years back or 13 years back? At that time, the government wanted to spend some money or pump in money into the system to revive the economy. Because every decade you see the bear phase coming in, bull phase coming in, and so at the time of the bear phase, when there is animal spirit is not alive, at that time it is the duty of the government of India to pump in money, allow that money to go into the hands of the people, so economy should not collapse and economy should not fall. So previous government UPA, what did they do? They devised or structured Manrega. Now Manrega means khadda khodo, khadda bharo, khadda khodo, khadda bharo. 100 days work in the to the rural people. Nobody was accountable that what all work has been done. No, we have made the kacha road, we have made the pakka road, we have made this, we have made that, we have made this, we have made that. All kind of excuses were given. This government has cut the allocation on Manrega. In fact, if you all recall, मोदी जी ने 2-3 साल पहले पार्लियामेंट में कहा था, मैं मनरेगा को बंद नहीं करूंगा, मैं तो ये तो यूपीए की असफलता को उजागर करने वाला सबसे बड़ा एग्जांपल है. So he will allow the Manrega to remain, but he understands that you need to cut the allocations available on the or being given to Manrega every year, because that's a wasteful expenditure that leads to the corruption. And for the first time, in fact, I've seen the productive assets are getting built, maybe in the form of port, maybe in the form of seaport, metro rail, dedicated freight corridor, and so many other infrastructure. And apart from that, is social infrastructure, maybe like health, maybe like women empowerment, maybe like less corporate governance, maybe like doubling the farm income. And you mind, take it from me that all these investments which have been planned for this 1 year, maybe with an allocation of 6 lakh crore, 6.5 lakh crore, 7 lakh crore, will reap the fruits for the next decades. In fact, I've seen some people criticizing that, oh, what is the need of the metro, of the bullet train in the country? Why don't we aspire to grow big? We all, in fact, I as a chartered accountant, about 45 years having qualified, or maybe 40 years back, when I see that we all used to have one dream कि बोरीवली से अंधेरी आ जावे, अंधेरी से बांद्रा आ जावे, बांद्रा से दादर आ जावे, अपना एक 2 रूम का फ्लैट हो. Today, all the CA, in fact, all the professionals are seen to be leading a very respectable life, whether he's an employee or he's a practicing chartered accountant. So similar is the case here, that we must have the high aspirations. Country must go on the high aspiration on the curve. Take the case of airports. Earlier, we used to go into the airports with the shabby toilets and all that. Now today we have the international class of airports, whether you see Bombay, Delhi, or any this one. So my point is that the fund resources of about 6 lakh crore, 7 lakh crore have been allocated for building up the assets, like all these I have narrated you. No one can help, because government also is bearing 8 lakh rupees interest payment, because we are having a good amount of debt on the country, but that's again manageable. It's not within the limits having exceeded when you compare it with the developing country and all sort of things. So that's one thing. Second thing, government has not bothered to worry about the fiscal deficit. In fact, 9.5% fiscal deficit for the year which will expire on this 31st March are seen to be very low considering the pandemic. In fact, if you see the developed countries, the kind of fiscal deficit you will be going to see them with those countries will be phenomenal. And in fact, government must be praised for curtailing the fiscal deficit to 9.5%. And now that has been estimated to 6.8% for next year. That is for the year which will start on the 1st of April 2021. So my point is that yes, the fiscal deficit is not the criteria. In fact, for merely to be a bookish or maybe to be a theoretical person, one cannot just be go by that when the FRBM will be implemented, when you will be going to see the fiscal deficit of 3%. They could have very well brought down the fiscal deficit to 4% also, 4.5% also, but they did not do that. And in fact, that's the right way, because in fact, cutting the capital expenditure and not building the assets, creating the assets, is making the country to move backward into the backward direction. And they've clearly said that after 5 years, we will be striving to achieve a fiscal deficit of less than 4.5%. Fair enough. What is the harm? In fact, as long as there is no corruption and as long as there is building up of the productive assets, one should really feel happy as a citizen of the country. And this is what we are going to be seen here. Now, coming back on the revenue estimates, for the first time, I've seen the economists and all these TV media people not criticizing the revenue estimates, because simple reason that market was bullish with the word go. Yesterday, when market opened at 9 o'clock or 9:15, from word go it was up. And in fact, they just see the stock price and accordingly they take the opinion. In fact, if you closely watch, if the share price is moving up, they will call that results is very good. And if the share price has fallen, and even if the result is good, they will call, oh, results are bad and all sort of things. I was hearing today of HDFC. Oh, there is a degrowth of so much. In fact, all the data, whether you take the interest income or you take the PAT or you take any other figures, were all up above their estimates, above the polls. Still, they call it as a bad numbers because share corrected from 27.25 to 26.60 in this last 30 minutes or so. If the stock price starts going up tomorrow, they will say, no, the fine print has shown that the results are seen to be quite good. This is not the way of taking a call. Let me tell you. In fact, we investors get fooled by their all lack of knowledge and all this thing. In fact, I would say that take the case of, I won't hesitate in naming the channel CNBC. In fact, they called the Reliance Industries ka profit figure is wrong. The 13,100 crore profit was given by the channels at 14,800 crore. What was the mistake? They did not deduct the minority interest. अरे भैया जब तुमने 33% stake Jio platform का बेच दिया है FII को, that's not your money. But the thing मतलब ना सारे हमारे घर का है, सारा का सारा पैसा है. So my point is that if you get fed by the wrong informations, wrong analysis, you are bound to lose money. Similar is the case with the Bandhan Bank. In fact, about a week back, when the results came in, there was a note. Every bank is giving the note of the result. You know, that Gajendra Sharma Supreme Court dispensation, that no NPA should be recognized, and blah blah blah. But as a measure of abundant caution, all the companies, that is banks and financial institutions, are making provisions up to stage 3. They have to adhere to the Supreme Court order also. I appreciate, and that must get adhered to, and that has been done. But so they give a footnote that, okay, we have not recognized the NPA, but we have booked the provisions. We have, as a measure of abundant caution, we have taken the expected loss on account of the NPA in our provisions estimates, and they provided, and they given a footnote of 7%. Share started falling, and in fact, if you take it from me, if the share moves up, and we gave buy call on the Bandhan Bank at 310. If the share starts moving up, it has already reached to a level of 340 yesterday. Today, if it moves to 350, 360, the channel will start giving you a buy call. That means they made you to sell the share at 310. Now they will make you buy the same share after 1 week at 350, 360. In fact, this kind of analysis come on the lethargy of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, because soon, since many of you may be here as the office bearer of this thing, come on the accounting standard of 116. I think it is bizarre. It is idiotic. Let me use this word very bluntly. I won't mind, in fact, putting up this matter before the president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants also. What is this in AS accounting standard AS 116? In case of lease property, you have to monetize the expected rent to be being paid over the contracted period, and then book the assets. Firstly, showing the assets or maybe right of use, showing that as an asset and paying the liability itself is wrong. That means you are creating the fictitious liability and fictitious asset in the book. Second part, the worst part, I will request all the chartered accountants to hear it very, very, very clearly. Let them have the blunt opinion with me in the Q&A session that Mr. Tulsian, you have wrongly understood. In under 116, now take the case of PVR. This is just an example I am giving you. PVR did not open a single multiplex during the quarter ended June, during the quarter ended September, during the quarter ended December. We all know that this is a known fact. Okay, for 9 months, not a single multiplexes all over India got opened. If you see the result of the company, they have shown a profit they've shown a loss of about 443 crores. Now this is PAT, that is net loss, but the PBT is 676 crore. Again, I'll come on the deferred tax little later, and the other income has been taken at 390 crore. Bhaiya, other income kahan se aa gaya? Now they say that accounting standard 116 says that any rebate having received on account of the closure on invocation of force majeure clause should be booked as an income, as an other income. अरे भैया रेंट का एक्सपेंस आपने रेंट दिखा रहे हो और उसका जो वेवर मिला वो आपको अदर इनकम दिखा रहे हो. What is this nonsense? I am unable to understand. Show that as an exceptional item or reduce that from the rent. If you take that, if you start analyzing the results after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, so you will say, अरे यार इसको PVR को उस फाइनेंशियल ईयर में 400 crore का अदर इनकम हुआ था. Other income generally means on sale of some property, some land, some assets and all this. ये काय का है? Who will read the notes? Because notes will not perpetually go with the old results every time. Results, the notes of that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 notes will go away. And when we tabulate the results of last 5 years, 4 years, at that time, this other income will give wrong picture. So my point is that in fact the loss which has been of closer to about 1100 crore has eventually been shown as 443 crore. बताइए, तब आप ऐसे information पे कैसे आप काम करोगे? Now come on the deferred tax. Under section 115BAA, now you know with the reduced income tax rate, you all know I'm not a practicing chartered accountant. My income tax knowledge is not so strong, but still being a qualified person, I remain in touch with that. Under section 115BAA, the lower tax has been allowed by the companies to opt for. That is 22% plus 10% surcharge plus all 4%, blah blah blah. That is 25% something. Take the case of Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries, I presume that they've opted for the section 115BAA. Firstly, the company should have given that in the notes as section 115B(a)(AA) has been obtained by the company, right? But they have not said so. So why I presume that they have opted for 115BAA? Because they have not provided for any MAT liability. Because 115BAA says that if you opt for that lower tax rate of 22% plus surcharge, then MAT will not be applicable. That's fair enough. But in case of Reliance Industries, on a profit of 9 months, closer to about maybe 35,000 crore, the tax liability is 500 crore, 600 crore. It doesn't match neither with the MAT nor with the 115BAA, where the tax rate is effectively at about 25% plus. Has any CA pointed that out on the media or in the shows and all that? So this is the reason I have been taking a bearish call on Reliance Industries from H1 numbers, because I waited for June results. Till June, no companies have been able to finalize the results. What section 115BAA says that those who wish to obtain this one, they can obtain that. If you have opted for 115BAA, that is lower tax of rate, then it will be perpetually applied thereafter. So companies, those who are filing the returns for FY20, maybe say by 31st October, or maybe by 31st December, or maybe by 10th January, whatever extension, they can opt for that. So I waited up to September. They must have filed the returns of the FY20 maybe by 31st December, but they have not given that as a footnote. But apart from that, even MAT liability and the lower tax liability, both are not provided in the system, and that's why you are seeing the inflated result. Now, probably they may do it in the Q4 numbers that consolidated 10,000 crore as a BOP. क्योंकि उनको 3 महीने, 6 महीने, 9 महीने शेयर का भाव संभालना है. They will say that okay, we will come out some other ideas by March. कुछ bonus दे देंगे, shareholder को खुश कर देंगे, and all sort of things. So my point is that media is giving you wrong information. Institute of Chartered Accountant, who is supposed to do all these things, they are seen to be too lethargic. Let me tell you. Now here the office bearers. In fact, with Vivekji morning session में थे, otherwise I would have pointed this out to him, being the ex-past president. Now come on the office bearers. WIRC का जो office bearer है, he will strive to move to the central council कि यार 5 साल बाद मेरा central council में टिकट कट जावे, नंबर लग जावे. हर central council member को president बनना है. तो वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बनेगा, इस साल अपने उसी जुगाड़ में लगे रहता है. This is not the way. That's why we chartered accountant talk that where are the people like PN Shah or maybe YH Malegaon, those who have really catered to the CA Institute. Now come on the deferred tax. Now deferred tax is such a, you have the deferred, I have no objection against the deferred tax, because deferred tax is a simple, firstly deferred tax, in fact I've interviewed, whenever I interview any my new recruitment, I just ask on the deferred tax. My challenge that you ask 50% of the qualified chartered accountant, fresh chartered accountant, they will not be able to reply you that how the difference, what is the deferred tax calculation and presentation. This is my challenge. So in case of deferred tax, it is the difference value between the book value of assets and the written down value of assets. It's very simple, and tax rate applied there too. Now in case of deferred tax, why you are allowing that to above line? In case of loss making company, now take the case of PVR only, there has been loss of 676 crore. Okay, profit before tax 676 crore. Obviously, if there is a loss of 676 crore, then my net loss has to be little more, or maybe at least same. But my net loss is 443 crore. It got reduced by about 250 crore. Why? Because deferred tax credit has come. Does it mean that government of India has given the check of 230 crore to loss making companies? No. Now with such a lousy presentations, I tell you, you have the other comprehensive income given in the same schedule 6. Why can't you say that the deferred tax should be provided in the other comprehensive income? Why you are confusing the people? The other deferred tax is a non-cash item. It is not paid to any government agency or any this one. This is just a book entry. This is like a depreciation. But people, they don't understand. They will not listen. They will not take trouble to this one. So my point is that wrong data have always been analyzed here, in this one. Third wrong data, in fact, I'm just cautioning now these investors to take a practical view. Third caution is, they say, oh, Nifty is ruling at a P multiple of 32, 34, 35, 40, whatever loosely they will say, that comes to their mind. I have said this yesterday also, when my professional colleague, the other co-speaker said that if Nifty has a P of 32. I said if I go by the EPS estimate of 535 for Nifty stocks, it works out at 27. Yesterday, I'm giving you the figures. Maybe today's rise of about 170 points can get added in there. And for based on the 25% growth in the earnings for the FY22, the EPS will come to 675. That means it translates into a P multiple of 21x for FY22. Where is the 30, 40? In fact, today also I've been hearing, oh, Nifty has a P of 40. कहाँ से भैया 40 का P आ गया आपके पास? Now they see the irony. That irony doesn't end here. That means if you are picking up, if you are worried for a high P multiple of Nifty, you have all the rights to be. One has to be cautious that yes, one must buy cheap and then hold that as for a very longer time. In fact, there are many stocks which are available at a P. I'm talking of the Nifty stock which are available at a P multiple of maybe 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Will we be interested in buying them? No. What we love to buy, we will love to buy Titan with a P multiple of 90. What we love to buy Page Industries with a P multiple of 110, with price to book of 25. What we love to buy Jubilant Food with P multiple of 110, with price to book of 31. Price to book of 31, mind it. In fact, and come on the PVR, negative returns, negative with this one. I don't understand. They've already lost 1,200 crores. In fact, yesterday they've raised further money of about 800 crores. So I'm unable to understand what is the compulsion for any investors to go for these stocks, because this reminds me of the olden days when Educom solution, was introduced, was recommended left, right, and center by all these investment bankers at 4,500 rupees. Today that share is ruling at 40, not even 45, 25 rupees. 4,500 ka 25, or maybe 45. Take for the simplicity. 1% of the value, and that time you must have a portfolio of you must have Educomp in your portfolio. Everon system, education system, again same. So my point is that the wrong data are seen prevailing in the system, left, right, and center, for which the medias, the hourly experts there, and the Institute of Chartered Accountants, because we all are playing with the figures which has been revealed and reflected and presented by the company to the investors. And if they themselves are wrong, I've given you can Google, and you can just go onto the site of the moneycontrol.com or CNBC. You will find the figure of 14,900 crore. Come and go to the company's results. You will find 13,100 crore. Will you ask that question to channel, that what is in fact that SEBI should take this suo moto action, against the company, that why, against the channel, that how can you present the wrong numbers? And mind it, that channel is analyzing every day 50 results, and they catch all other numbers correctly. It is not that they are ignorant about that. So my point is that either you have wasted interest or you have lack of knowledge. But lack of knowledge doesn't get established, because that has been done rightly by the other stocks and also. So my point is that yes, coming back on this one, if you are taking a call, stock market is going to remain quite buoyant, at least for the next 15 months. In fact, I see strong tailwind for all the sectors, maybe like FMCG, maybe like banking finance, maybe like pharma, maybe like IT, and all sort of things. Now come on the multiplier effect. I will take the next point as multiplier effect. In case of banking and finance, it is always taken that they have a multiplier effect of 2.5x. Let me explain quickly the multiplier effect. If you have a GDP, I'm not talking of nominal GDP, I'm talking of the real GDP. Nominal GDP minus inflation is a real GDP that we all know. Suppose if the nominal GDP is 18%, 4% is inflation, my real GDP will be 14%. This is what is estimated for this. Though government has said 11%, but it will be about 14% if you go by the revenue calculation and all sort of things. So my point is that if the economy will grow at 14%, the bank financial stocks are always taken as a multiplier effect of 2x at least. In case of efficient ones, it goes to 2.5. That means they will show a growth of 28% in their maybe NII, maybe in their bottom line, maybe in their PBT and all sort of things. So if you can have a sector where you have a visibility of 28% growth, that stock, that sector, you must have at least the full allowed percentage of your portfolio in your portfolio. We say that one should not exceed 25% in any of the sector. None of them, though the Nifty at one time had the weightage of about 42% of the bank and financial in the Nifty, which we say it's bizarre, that's wrong. And in fact, we have seen the price being paid for that, then thereafter the financial stocks have all crashed. But my point is that one can have the 25% of the amount of the banking and finance in their portfolio, because it has a multiplier effect of 2x. In fact, this is what I've written in today's Navbharat Times in my article. If you go by the cement, it is 1.5x. That means if the economy grows at 14%, cement sector can show a consumption growth of 21% as well. In case of steel, it is 1. In case of other things, it is 1.2 to 1.5. So look for the sectors and stocks which can really post that kind of growth. So next point, or maybe probably the last point, is coming on the disinvestment target, 1,75,000 crore. Why government faltered the 2,10,000 crore divestment target of this year? We all know that because of pandemic. Now everything is getting postponed to the next year. Now 1,75,000 crore in my view can easily get mobilized to 2,50,000 crore or 2,75,000 crore. Let me give you quickly this thing. Government has said that they will be going with the LIC IPO. Now LIC, any IPO has to have the minimum 10% as a public float in the first phase itself. I estimate LIC at maybe at about 15 lakh crore, ballpark 2 lakh crore plus minus. Even if you take 13 lakh crore, 10% can give government 1,30,000 crore. Okay. 53% of the BPCL stake, government has been very categorical in FM in budget saying that if a BPCL strategic sale will happen, 53% of stake is held by the government in the BPCL. 1,10,000 crore will be the valuation at which it will get divested. If you take these, because right now the current market cap is closer to about 85,000 crore with 400 share price. I'm estimating it to be happening at least at 500, at least at 500. That is 25% further upside from there. So government can mobilize closer to about 60,000 crore from BPCL. 110 plus 60, 170. 29.5% stake of Hindustan Zinc residual stake sale can give government 35,000 crore. Just go by the share price parameters, and go by the earning multiple and whatever it is. So 1,50,000 crore for LIC, 60,000 to 65,000 crore for BPCL, 2,10,000 crore, 35,000 crore for the Hindustan Zinc. That adds to 2,45,000 crore. I have not included the other stake sale in this. Maybe like BML 26%, Concor 26%. Concor can give government 25,000 crore. BML can give 6,000 crore. Plus government have said that they will be diverting 2 public sector bank and 1 insurance company. Now that can fetch them maybe 5,000 crore, but I have not added that. I have not taken that. Then government has said that they have identified some of the non-strategic PSUs, which will go for this strategic sale in FY22. It could be Hindustan Zinc, it could be Hindustan Copper, it could be MMTC, it could be MSTC, it could be STC, it could be Steel Authority of India. That is for each investor to take a call. And if you will not take a futuristic view in the market, you can never make money. If you go by the historical data that Falana company has given this kind of return, the channel will show you this company has given return of so many percentage in last 10 years. अरे भैया historical figures का कोई meaning नहीं है. Market is concerned with futuristic. Market expert and ज्योतिषी दो लोगों से ऐसा है कि हमेशा लोग बाग भविष्य जानने की कोशिश करते हैं कि what is there stored in the future. We are not concerned. आप एक एस्ट्रोलॉजर के पास गए, बोले आप बचपन में बहुत तकलीफ से गुजारे हैं, आपने बहुत तकलीफ से गरीबी में पढ़ाई की है. बोले हाँ सब मालूम है गुरुजी, आगे का बताओ हमको कोई मतलब नहीं यार, अभी पीछे पुराना क्या हुआ है क्या हुआ. So my point is, I always tell, in fact whenever I had the educational what you call course being given to this channel guys and all those sort of things, I have always said that be futuristic into the stock market. So if you will not be able to stick your neck out and take a call that what will be the expected what you call disinvestment and all sort of things, you will not be able to succeed in the market. This is the very simple thing. So coming specifically on this one, have the quality stocks in your portfolio. Quality stocks, I mean maybe like I'm blind follower of the HDFC group. I have the utmost faith and highest what you call conviction in HDFC bank, stable. So one can take this investments in HDFC Limited and HDFC Bank, because broadly that covers. HDFC Limited is a promoter of HDFC Bank, HDFC AMC, HDFC Life, HDFC Ergo, that is the company which will go public, or maybe like HDB Financial is the subsidiary of HDFC Bank. And since HDFC is the promoter of HDFC Bank, obviously that gets covered. 87% of the stake of HDFC is held by the institutional investor, and in on which 73% is held by FII. That means the limit is almost full. फ्लोट ही नहीं है. 87-88% तो इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर लेके बैठना है, वो कभी भी नहीं बेचेंगे वो लोग, मान के चलिए आप. And the kind of visibility you can take, 10 years visibility, 20 years visibility, 30 years visibility, conviction आपको होना चाहिए. So maybe like stocks like HDFC Bank to cover the financials. Maybe when the stock corrects, at present as I said that Bandhan Bank looks a very good buy. Maybe coming on the FMCG, the stocks like maybe HUL, maybe the stocks like Pidilite Industries, maybe the stocks like Godrej Consumer, they can all be thought of. Maybe if I come on the IT, maybe HCL Tech and TCS, let's not have the too much, because as I said that you eventually have to have 15-16 stocks in your portfolio, 14 to 16. If I just keep on giving you HCL Tech, Wipro, Infosys, TCS, तो 4-5 तो एक ही सेक्टर से हो जाएगा यार, तो आप कहाँ से 16 में रेस्ट्रिक्ट करोगे. Then similarly come on the cement. If you want to really have the portfolio, either you have Ultratech Cement or Shree Cement in the larger one, and maybe the smaller one like JK Lakshmi or maybe Birla Corp or maybe NCL Industries, which can outperform and which can give you relatively better return over the front lines. Steel may no need to go. In fact, I see all people recommending Tata Steel. I am unable to understand the logic for recommending Tata Steel. Tata Steel acquired Chorus for $13.2 billion in 2007. In fact, one should question the Tata Group and go, to Ratan Tata. What has been the logic of that. At that time, the dollar was 45 rupees. Today, the dollar is 75 rupees. And that $13.2 billion, mind it, at that time, it was 65,000 crore acquisition. By virtue of the rupee devaluation, the valuation has, the acquisition cost has increased to 1 lakh crore plus, or maybe 1,20,000 crore plus. In last 14 years, that acquisition has not given a single return to the company. In fact, that has brought down the profitability of the Indian operations, which are seen to be excellent. In spite of that, all these FIIs and investment angle will be a profit buying call on Tata Steel, because they have the vested interest, because they are investing in the Tata Steel. They will not recommend you Steel Authority, which is seen to be the least, and it has the chances of going for the strategic sale. Just imagine strategic sale if it happens. I identified in 2002 Hindustan Zinc at 1 rupee 50 paisa, mind it, because at that time the price was 15 rupees. Thereafter, company issued 1-to-1 bonus and split 1 to 10 ka 5. So effectively, the price worked out to 1 rupee 5 paisa, 1 rupee 50 paisa. Then thereafter, they must have given a dividend of 100 rupees per share. 100 rupees per share. In the last 5 years only, they've given a dividend of 100 rupees per share, 22 rupees, this and that. So you can really make money by seeing the growth or projecting the growth which is looking feasible. Take for instance Hindustan Copper. If it gets acquired by the Vedanta Group, probably that stock can give you 10x kind of return in the next 5 years. I'm not giving that as a recommendation, because you have to preempt, you have to take that little risk. You can have 1% of your portfolio. That does not mean that go and jump and buy 20% of your portfolio in Hindustan Copper. That will be idiotic, because as I've said, that the small cap and large cap, micro cap should not have more than 5% or maybe 7%. Mid cap should have 15%, and large cap should have 66% at least. 65 plus 20% plus 15%. That's how it should be. The ratio should be. So my point is that yes, the things are seen to be very positive for the stock market going forward. You are going to have the next. No point in taking a call. What will be the index? Sensex 50,000 हो जाएगा क्या? 60,000 हो जाएगा क्या? 70,000 हो जाएगा क्या? Nifty 10,000 हो जाएगी क्या? 20,000 हो जाएगी क्या? 25,000 हो जाएगी क्या? These are all just a wishful calculation, because in the index committee of the stock exchanges is so smart. They will remove the laggards. अगर आप 10 साल का इंडेक्स उठा के निफ्टी का कॉन्स्टिट्यूट उठा के देखो, उसमें से 50% स्टॉक निकल चुके हैं. जेपी एसोसिएट्स कोई टाइम पे हुआ करता था निफ्टी में. क्यों भैया? तो रखो ना जेपी एसोसिएट्स को, बी ऑनेस्ट इन गिविंग दिस वन. They replace that with the HDFC Life. They replace with the Shree Cement and all sort of things, which have really performed. So no point in looking to the Nifty. अगर आप निफ्टी में 50 स्टॉक्स में देखोगे, तो मैं 50 में से 30 स्टॉक्स में तो क्रॉस कर दूंगा. They are not investment worthy at all. बट चूंकि उनको हर सेक्टर को प्रेजेंट करना पड़ता है, हर एक को ग्रुप को प्रेजेंट करना पड़ता है, हर को वेटेज को प्रेजेंट करना पड़ता है, तो दे हैव देयर मजबूरी. बट लेट्स नॉट, वी एज एन इन्वेस्टर डोंट हैव एनी मजबूरी. So my point is that yes, things are seen to be very much, no revenue estimates. In fact, they are all seen to be understated. All the revenues, whether you take corporate tax, and एक चीज और मैं कहना चाहूंगा, हाँ, in corporate tax and personal tax, everyone is saying 14% का growth estimate किया, 22% का growth estimate किया. Go and check the schedule here. I have got the budget copy here. 22.22%, but that is seen feasible. In fact, 24 to 25% can be estimated. कोई टैक्स नहीं दिया. दूसरी चीज, आप एज ए चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, आप not connected with the stock market, you don't need to keep your assets. The income tax assessment reopening has been reduced from 6 years to 3 years. तो आपको 4 से 5 साल से ज्यादा का रिकॉर्ड ही नहीं रखना पड़ेगा. आप जस्ट इमेजिन कितना बड़ा आपको रिलीफ दिया सरकार ने. पहले 16 साल हुआ करता था, ऐसे, if you all recall, about 30 years back. Then it brought down to 8 years. Then it brought down to 6 years. अभी सीधा 3 साल. आपको 4 साल के मैक्सिमम रिकॉर्ड रखने पड़ेंगे. 3 कंप्लीटेड ईयर, चौथा रनिंग ईयर का. कितना आराम है. कितने मेरे ऑफिसों में कितने पेपर भर के रखोगे यार आप? कितना रिकॉर्ड्स मेंटेन करोगे? You have the shortage of space. People are not available to dig out those informations. So these are the intangible gains which have been given by this government is immense. The growth is the budget is most pragmatic. Asset creation which will yield the results or the fruits for the next generation, not for next 10 years, next 1 decade, for next generation. So with this, I give all this one. Yes, the things are very, very, and you have no other investment options available. Neither real estate, nor gold and silver, nor commodity, nor debt, nor lending to the private party. So where will you go? In fact, stock market investment is the best way, where you can realize your money at 48 hours notice. Can you realize that with the investment in bullion or with the investment in real estate? No. So yes, the things are seen now very positive. With this, I will end my presentation. If you have any Q&A session, we can take that.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful marathon session, we can say, and very right and very clarity of the all the point outs or issue you have take out for the all the stakeholders, including our alma mater ICI. So very relevant topic, sir. Very relevant session. So any participant says any question can post in the question tab, and we will ask sir on your behalf. So one question from Milan Shah: how much should be a gold and debt in retail investor portfolio, and what is outlook for gold?
See, let me first tell you that I am not a gold expert. For that, you should consult a commodity expert. But as a general rule, for maybe last 40 years, I have always been saying that gold should be or must be in your portfolio. And I, as SP Tulsian, I made a rule that whatever I earn every year, about 10% of that is bought in the form of the jewelry, because that kind of money I give to my wife. And she buys the gold and jewelry, ornaments, and all these things. And she has proved to, in fact, for last 2 years, she has been saying me that my returns are higher than yours returns. Why don't you increase this 10% to 15%? She has proved me that I'm a wrong fund manager. So keep your housewife, if you all are, because I presume that we all must be married. So keep your second year better half happy and have at least 10% of your portfolio, but should not be more than 15%. But as a benchmark or as a general rule, 10% of your total wealth should be there in the gold and jewelry, but gold and silver and maybe diamonds can also get included if you are fond of. Yeah.
One doubt for me: what is about gold exchange? That announcement in gold exchange, and that is regulated by SEBI. So any impact of that?
See, again, as I said that I'm not taking a call on the gold and all sort of things, because of gold. Other, if you see from country's point of view, gold investment is always seen more as an unproductive. In the olden days, our forefathers used to take gold as an investment for our bad time, drought, maybe some kind of riots. So at least gold आप अपने जेब में डालो, अपना पूरा खजाना लेके जा सकते हो. But that situation has gone now because everything is dematerialized. पहले तो आपका share certificate खो जाता था, so you cannot retrieve those share certificates. Now everything is in the paperless form. Your bank, आपका पैसा, पहले लोग अपने पैसे को भी घर में गाड़ के रखते थे. अभी तो you have money in your bank account, your shares in your dematerialized form, in gold in your, again that has come in the paperless form. So I don't think that one should really be too much this one for the gold exchange. Because I'm not very what you call enthused by the gold investments, so I won't be able to comment on that. Yeah.
So one question from Vinod ji: when and where do you see interest rate rising, if there is any expectation of rise of interest rate?
See, what I feel with the liquidity gush in the global liquidity, the kind of money which will be coming into the India in the form of FDI, fresh investments, and the kind of money, in fact, it is fortunate. It is unfortunate that we are not getting the remittances from our people, those who have gone to US and all that. They've all started stacking their money there only. Maybe in the shares of Apple, rightly so, wrongly so. I'm not disputing that. Even if you talk to your friends, relatives, and all that, those who are there, they have not, because even their parents doesn't need money. They say, "Beta, मैं मेरा कमा रहा हूँ, मेरे पास मेरा resources है, तो आप अपना पैसा अपने पास रखो." But with the gush in the global liquidity, I don't think that interest rate will rise. But in India particularly, it cannot fall further below 5.5% as well. The benchmark, or maybe the bond yield, I'm taking that as a benchmark, because below that, the social security, we don't have the social security. So what will happen to the retired people? And in fact, industry is very happy with the 7-8% of the amount. If you go by the very quality in companies and all that, they are able to raise money at 7.5 to 8%, and they are very happy, because they say that if you have the stability, if you don't have any kind of exchange risk, because even if you borrow globally in the global market at 1.5% and carry a exchange fluctuation risk of 1.5% per year, then also effectively it works out to 3-4%. So they say that we are happy with 6-7% interest regime. Housing loan nowadays we have started getting at 7.5% in spite of the housing financials, keep the NIM of about 2-2.5%. So my point is that yes, interest rate may not fall further from here on. Maximum scope of 25 bips to 50 bips. But yes, from going forward, even it should not rise further, because government will be very keen that if you want to have the conducive investment cycle, you need to have the lower interest rate regime prevailing in the country. Yeah.
So one question from one very senior CA, Bimal Bhatt ji: what is the relevance of corporate governance in Indian companies?
See, in fact, corporate governance plays a very important role provided the independent directors are independent. Because even today, if you really ask me, I don't want to name the instances here, they all yes men for the promoter. Let me be very clear, they are all yes men for the promoter. If the independent director, one meeting of the independent director which happens 1 year in absence of the executive director or the promoter director, they will all give the clean sheet. Oh, bahut acha kiya, bahut acha kiya, bahut acha kiya. Because either they are fed with such a high amount of what you call sitting fees, commission and all sort of things, or they want to remain in touch with the promoters. So corporate governance plays a very important role provided the independent directors are really independent.
Thank you, sir. One question from Manoj ji. Any quality multi-bagger is there in market for next 10 years horizon, sir?
See, this is again, I should not be blunt in saying that firstly, you cannot call a multi-bagger and take a call for next 10 years, because firstly, multi-bagger should have a horizon of minimum 3 years, maximum 7 years. But never mind. Suppose if I just give an example of, say, truly, if he had, and secondly, he should ask himself, will he be having conviction for 10 years? The moment that stocks will keep rising, he will say, "मैं उसमें लेके बना रहूंगा." लेकिन the moment starts falling by 5%, 4th month, 10th month, 1st year, 2nd year, he becomes short-term investor. So 10 साल का view सब गया. But if you really ask me, I'll give you two stocks. One is Century Textile. Now see the Century Textile, the worth of the company, the EV of the company, market cap is closer to about 5,500 crore. Debt is 1,000 crore. 6,500 crore में आपको पूरी company मिलती है. Paper division, textile division, real estate, develop property and all this, सबका total मार दो, it's about 25,000 crore. As of I'm talking net present value. आप क्यों नहीं भैया buy कर रहे हो? About 20 years back, I bought one share, TCI Industries, which I gave a share recommendation on channel as well. At that time, I've said that I'm buying the share at 35 rupees. I will request all the members to pay attention to this, that I'm buying this share at 35 rupees. Why? Because they had a 11 acres land of Mukesh Mill, Kolaba. जो हिंदी फिल्मों में आपको शूटिंग दिखती है, वो विलन को उठा के समुद्र में डाल दिया, वो सारी शूटिंग वहां पे होती है. 11 acre plot means 11 lakh share, 11 lakh square feet. उस कंपनी के इशूड शेयर ही थे 10 लाख शेयर, 9,50,000. तो मैं बोला अगर कंपनी की इफेक्टिवली इज गिविंग 1 स्क्वायर फीट टू 1 शेयर एज लैंड. 20 साल पहले भी कोलाबा में 5,000 रुपए का भाव था फ्लैट का, पास 8,000 रुपए का भाव था, 10,000 रुपए का भाव था. So I said that I am buying 35 rupees में 1 square feet land. I bought 1,500 shares, which is very rare to get. If you start buying today, you will not get more than 5 shares, 2 shares, because 80% तो promoter लेके बैठा हुआ है, 9 लाख शेयर में से 80%. So I bought 1,500 share because thinking कि 3 bedroom का फ्लैट मेरे को लेना है. 3 bedroom का फ्लैट में 1,500 फुट बैठता है. मैंने 35 रुपए में लिया. Can you believe that after 4 or 5 years, share price moved to 8,500 rupees, 8,500. But मेरे को तो I only have one stock in my portfolio for last 20 years. I don't keep any stocks for more than 5, 6, 7 years. मेरे stocks सब निकल जाता है, except for HDFC. HDFC Limited, probably I'll leave it for the generations, for my next generation. So 8,500 gaya, I did not book the profit. Today it is 700 rupees, 800. So my point is, similarly, if you take a call on Century Textile will start yielding the annuity income. They are already yielding 200 crore ka as a rental on 6.5 lakh square feet जो उनके पास प्रभादेव और वर्ली में जगह है. Plus Century Rayon, Kellan में land का सब development करेंगे. So this can really be true multi-bagger with 10 years. Second could be CG Power. It's a classic case of turnaround, where the Murugappa Group has come in as a promoter. They have the tremendous capability of multiplying the growth of any sick companies which they have acquired. I won't be surprised to see the fabulous kind of returns being given to the shareholder over 10 years of these two companies, Century Textile and CG Power. And maybe if God remains kind to me, and Borivali chapter also remains kind to me, if I come after 5 years, 10 years, probably we can review and recap these two investment at that point of time.
So one question from Praful Shahji. What is your view on pharma section for next 3 years? Pharma sector.
Again, let's not take a call general on the sector. There can be laggards, there can be winners in the sectors. You have to look for the what you call research capability, valuations, the prospects of the growth, the multiplier effect. I can say, oh, Ipca is not looking good, Lupin is not looking good, but Biocon is looking excellent. I may say that Glenmark is looking very excellent. I may say Aurobindo Pharma is looking very excellent because Aurobindo is ruling at a P multiple of 13, 14, 15. While the Biocon is ruling at a P multiple of 45, but they have the research capability. So look, there is no, in fact, I hate this kind of question, that what is the index level and what is the view on the sector. I will be, in fact, if you hear the experts on TV, they will say, we cannot talk on the stock specific. We can only talk sector because they want to confuse you. They don't want to be explicit. They don't want to be clear. So we have all got those feelings in our mind. Sir, what is the view on the sector? Because we have been made habituated of asking those questions only because which suits the experts. वो आपको ऑप्शन बाय करवाएंगे, कभी भी ऑप्शन राइट नहीं करवाएंगे. आप ऑप्शन बाय करके 10% केसेस में आप ट्रेड में खाली प्रॉफिट कवर करोगे, और मेरी चैलेंज है आप ऑप्शन राइट करके यू कैन मेक फॉर्च्यून एंड कैन मेक प्रॉफिट्स इन 95% ऑफ द ट्रेड, व्हिच आई एम डूइंग फॉर लास्ट 10 इयर्स. फ्यूचर ऑप्शन में आपको बोलेंगे मरवाएंगे, ऑप्शन खरीदो सर, लिमिटेड रिस्क है. So my point is that don't rely on this media, this big names, these experts, this Institute of Chartered Accountants and all sort of things. If you are faltering somewhere, be blunt in telling your seniors, but you don't care कि next election में मैं जीत के नहीं आऊंगा, WIC से सेंट्रल काउंसिल में नहीं जाऊंगा. कोई कर नहीं. मैंने भैया जिंदगी में कोई कहीं पे नौकरी नहीं की, कुछ नहीं किया. Then I have established. I am not here that I am the fund manager of HDFC AMC or I am the MD of ICICI Security. I did it from day one. I have not carried any title. Oh, the ex CEO MD of Phalana financial house. So let's not get too much afraid. If you have the capability, if you do the hard work, if you do make a lot of research, you are going to gain this one satisfaction. Yeah, please.
Sir, one question on nationalized bank, PSU bank, whether it will perform now after this budget.
देखिए, मेरे को PSU बैंक में SBI के सिवाय कुछ भी नहीं जमता है, लेकिन एक चीज मैं आपको गवर्नमेंट की अच्छी बोलूंगा, 24 बैंक्स पहले थी. इफ यू ऐड दी SBI सब्सिडियरी 5 सब्सिडी 30 बैंक्स थी. 30 को दे ब्रॉट इट डाउन टू 14. 12-13 बैंकों का मर्जर करके दैट्स अ रिमार्केबल अचीवमेंट. आई टेल यू, हेड्स ऑफ टू देम. इट्स लाइक होता है ना लोहे का चने चबाना जैसा, यूनियनों से डील करना. दे ब्रॉट इट डाउन टू 14. नाउ दे से दैट दे विल बी 2 विल गेट प्राइवेटाइज्ड. तो 12 हो गया. 12 में से वापस इसको 12 को श्रिंक करके लोग 5-6 कर देंगे. लेकिन एज ऑफ टुडे SBI है खाली ओनली इन्वेस्टमेंट वर्दी. बाकी मैं किसी में भी नहीं जाऊंगा, बिकॉज इफ यू गो बाय द SBI, दे हैव SBI कार्ड, दे हैव SBI लाइफ, दे हैव SBI होम फाइनेंस, व्हिच विल ऑल गो इवेंचुअली पब्लिक इन सूनर और लेटर. तो उसकी वैल्यू बहुत ज्यादा है सब्सिडियरी की, रादर देन इट्स देयर ओन बिजनेस इज वेरी व्हाट यू कॉल दिस थिंग. 25 लाख करोड़ के एडवांसेस है, 32 लाख करोड़ का डिपॉजिट्स है, तो बहुत बड़ी है. तो एज ऑफ नाउ इट इज ओनली SBI. एक्सेप्ट फॉर दैट आई विल नॉट गो फॉर एनी अदर पीस.
So one question from Gajendra ji about any 3 stock to buy considering long term period 3 to 5 years.
HDFC Limited, HUL, HDFC बैंक. और अगर आपको 10 साल के लिए, तो मैंने 2 और स्टॉक बता ही दिया, सेंचुरी टेक्सटाइल एंड CG पावर.
Sir, there are
जब आपके पास क्वेश्चंस खत्म हो रहे हैं, तो अगर खत्म हो गए तो मुझे
बहुत क्वेश्चन तो बहुत है सर, तो that I am
तो जल्दी पूछिए. अपने पास टाइम इज रनिंग अगेंस्ट, वी ओनली हैव 9 minutes.
One question from Dhanesh ji, what about Yes Bank? Shall we invest in it? Yes Bank.
भैया यस को नो बोल दो.
सर सेम क्वेश्चन.
एक सेकंड अब चूंकि यस बैंक की बात निकली है, यस बैंक ने CG पावर के, हमने CG पावर का 16 अगस्त को चैनल पे रिकमेंडेशन किया था CNBC पे 15 रुपए में. आज भाव है 45 रुपए. कैन यू बिलीव यस बैंक ने 15 रुपए में CG पावर के 10 करोड़ शेयर बेचे. तो ऐसी बैंक का जहां पे ऐसे फंड मैनेजर हैं, जहां पे ऐसे इन्वेस्टमेंट मैनेजर, उस बैंक में मैं भूल के भी इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करूंगा. और दिस गोज टू आवर एक्स सेंट्रल काउंसिल मेंबर आल्सो, द अतुल भेड़ा, who is the nominee director on the board of the company. अगर अतुल को कभी कोई दिन मेरे को मिलेगा, तो मैं पूछूंगा भैया what was the wisdom of this nominee director and the executive directors. अगर अतुल सुन भी रहा है तो he will come back to me and give the explanation. Yeah, बताइए.
Sir, Milan ji is asking whether about Century Textile and CG Power, whether it can be enter at current rates or wait for some corrections.
अभी यार मल्टी बैगर एक काम करो, वेट करो, 1.5% नीचे में घुस जाना आप लोग, 1.5% नीचे. अभी अब ऐसे हर बात लुकिंग फॉर मल्टी बैगर रिटर्न एंड लुकिंग वो भाई एक शॉर्टेज, कोई चीज शॉर्टेज चल रही है और उसमें बार्गेन करते हो बेचने वाले से. कमाल है यार.
मनोज कुमार जी asking
सर, ऐसे क्वेश्चन को उड़ाओ विराग, ऐसे क्वेश्चन को ले ही मत यार.
जी सर. What is your take on NBFC and insurance sector? Manoj Kumar is asking sir.
मैंने अभी आपको कहा इस सेक्टर को अवॉइड करें. मैं NBFC में बोलूंगा तो बोलूंगा बजाज फाइनेंस से तो मेहरबानी करके निकल जाओ, श्रीराम ट्रांसपोर्ट तो ले लो, चोलामंडलम में तो ले लो, महिंद्रा फाइनेंस है तो ले लो. लिस्ट इज लॉन्ग. 60 NBFCs आर लिस्टेड माय डियर. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में देयर आर 70 स्टॉक्स. कहां पे आप डिस्कशन करोगे? L&T से बाय, this one is sell, this one is buy, that one is sell. Let's not talk of the view on the sector and index level. Okay.
Yes, sir. So one question is what to do to become SP Tulsianji, or what should be the thought process to become SP Tulsianji?
No, good question. I appreciate that. Forget the commercial aspect. Let me tell you. Now, since this has been asked to me, even today at the age of 63, I work 14 hours a day. Believe me. Morning 7 o'clock, you can see my questions. People can see me working. That Tulsian is working now. And I have the same zeal, same enthusiasm. I will address this. I'm wound up my day today at 9:30 and you will not feel me exhausted. Are you feeling me exhausted? I'm working from my morning 7 o'clock. Number one. Number two, never look for your personal interest. Look for the other's interest. Number two. Number three, never get carried away by these big people and bullies, allow them to have bullies. Number three. Number four, make use of the knowledge maximum for others. When I completed my father was a practicing lawyer. I say that, Papa, I will not come into the law profession. He said, fine. Then I did my CA, CS, and I say I want to be an investment consultant. People laughed at me because at that time people used to see stock market as a casino, as Satta Bazaar. I say you people are a fool because you have not understood the kind of growth which has happened in US and and other developed countries. This is kind of growth we are going to see. I applied my first application into the stock market in 1974 November. Tata Finlay, which is now today the Tata T. So with this kind of, read as much as you can industry reports, company results, and all sort of. So you can, after 45 years, probably you can reach to this level.
Sir, any 2-3 shares on IT sector, sir? And
I've already given TCS and HCL Tech. TCS and HCL Tech.
Sir, one question from Vaibhav Mishra ji. During recent times, we are hearing that we should invest in growth stock and value stock are going to be a laggard. Is it there any real difference between them, the growth stock and value stock?
देखिए हमेशा स्टॉक मार्केट में आपको रिटर्न मिलता है ग्रोथ स्टॉक्स पे. इफ आई जस्ट गिव एन एग्जांपल, पीडीलाइट इंडस्ट्रीज, मैंने अभी एफएमसीजी में उसको रिकमेंड किया है. अगर आप मैनेजमेंट कमेंट्री सुने तो बजट के पहले उन्होंने मैनेजमेंट कमेंट्री में कहा था कि वी विल ग्रो एट 1.5 to 2x ऑफ द जीडीपी. जीडीपी परसों तक या 4 दिन पहले तक किसी को नहीं मालूम था व्हाट विल बी द जीडीपी ऑफ कंट्री. ओके, 11% गवर्नमेंट ने कहा है. नाउ ऑल द कंसेंसस एस्टिमेट्स इकोनॉमिस्ट आर सीन टू बी द मोस्ट पेसिमिस्ट. अगर आप इकोनॉमिस्ट को सुनोगे तो आप घर के अपनी वाइफ का ज्वेलरी बेच दोगे, अपना शर्ट पैंट बेच दोगे, भाड़े का लॉन्ड्री से भाड़े पे ले लेकर कपड़े पहनोगे. तो नेवर लिसन टू द इकोनॉमिस्ट एंड नेवर अलाउ योर चिल्ड्रन टू बिकम इकोनॉमिस्ट. मैंने मेरे बच्चों को, मेरी डॉटर थी सीए, शी वाज 4th ऑल इंडिया, she was 11th all India company secretary, she was topper in Bombay University BCom. I made her CA. My son is a chartered, is an engineer from Carnegie Mellon. He is developing, all our softwares are in-house developed. So never make your children as economists. They are the most pessimist. Number one. Number two, if you really, sorry, I missed the question.
Value stock and growth stock, which is the better?
Growth stock जो पीडीलाइट ने कहा है 1.5 to 2, अभी मेरे को अगर जीडीपी दिख गई 14% और बोलते हैं I can rely 100% on Pidilite management, on Asian Paints management, on HDFC management. If they say they will do it. डेढ़ से पकड़ो आप, 1.5 से 2 बोला उन्होंने, 1.5 पकड़ो, 1.5 का 0.25 ले लो, 14% का 0.2, 1.2, 1.7, कितना हुआ भैया? करीबन हो गया 25%. If I get 25% ग्रोथ, तो ग्रोथ स्टॉक पकड़ो ना. वैल्यू स्टॉक में कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. वैल्यू स्टॉक्स में तो बहुत बड़ी वैल्यू स्टॉक्स है. मे भी एमआरएफ वैल्यू स्टॉक्स है, कितना बड़ा रिजर्व है, आज तक बोनस नहीं दिया है. आई एम नॉट कंसर्न्ड विद, आई एम लुकिंग फॉर द ग्रोथ. मार्केट लुक्स फॉर द ग्रोथ.
Sir, what are the 5 factors to select for any stock, if not the chart? Apart from chart, what are the 5 factors to be chosen?
3P, promoter, prospects and project. पहले तो प्रमोटर फुल रिलायबल होना चाहिए. मैंने 2008 में अनिल अंबानी को राइट ऑफ किया था, तब उसने मेरे पे केस ठोका 1000 करोड़ का 2013 में, जो आज तक पेंडिंग हाई कोर्ट में. तो मैंने कहा था कि दिस फेलो विल गो बैंकरप्ट. So he slapped a case of 1000 crore defamation on me, which is still pending in the Bombay High Court. Now, that's the first promoter. Second is the project or sector. मैंने 3P बनाए. Project means if you invest in a steel sector, you can never get the P multiple of 10 or 12 or 13, 15, 18. आपको P multiple 15, 18, 60, 50, 60 चाहिए, तो आपको फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर FMCG चाहिए और मे बी बैंकिंग फाइनेंस चाहिए. और तीसरी चीज है कि ग्रोथ, जो मैंने 3P, प्रोस्पेक्ट्स, प्रोजेक्ट एंड प्रमोटर. तो प्रमोटर बता दिया प्रोजेक्ट मीन सेक्टर एंड प्रोस्पेक्ट मीन ग्रो, जो अभी अपने डिस्कशन किया। और आजकल एक और ट्रेंड हो गया है, अगर आप अपने सेक्टर का नाम बदल दो, पहले ट्रांसपोर्टर बोलते थे तो ट्रांसपोर्टर को बहुत नीचे नजर से देखते थे, तो द मोमेंट नाउ यू कॉल लॉजिस्टिक, सो द पी एक्सपेंशन हैज गॉन फ्रॉम 10 to 20, 30। नाई को पहले नाई जो बाल काटता था, अभी उसको बोलते हैं हेयर ड्रेसर, पर्सनल मेकअप एंड ऑल सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग्स। सो आप नाम चेंज करो तो दैट इज व्हाई दे फूल यू, यू नो। द रिटेल, पिज्जा बेचने वाला, पानी पूरी सेव पूरी बेचने वाला, पिज्जा बेचने वाले में क्या फर्क है बताओ आप? उसको आप 110 का पी मल्टीपल दोगे, बिकॉज दे आर द फास्ट फूड चेन। अरे भैया हमने पानी पूरी, दही बटाटा पूरी, सेव पूरी और बटाटा वड़ा खाया, वो और वो पिज्जा में कोई फर्क ही नहीं है। कैन वी गिव अ पी मल्टीपल ऑफ 110 टू वड़ा पाव वाला? नो। सो लेट्स नॉट गेट कैरिड अवे बाय द सुपरफिशियल वर्ड्स ऑफ दिस डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज। पिज्जा, लॉजिस्टिक, पर्सनल, व्हाट यू कॉल दैट, मेकअप, वो क्या बोलते हैं वो, व्हाटएवर इट इज। Two more
Sir,
minutes.
one question. Yes, sir. Yes. Any advice on the cryptocurrency market, sir?
क्यों सट्टा करते? मैं आई एम डैम अगेंस्ट सट्टा। मैंने जिंदगी में कभी F&O में सट्टा नहीं किया एक्सेप्ट फॉर हेजिंग या फिर कॉल राइटिंग। अगर मेरे पास फंड है तो मैं पुट राइट करता हूँ, मेरे पास शेयर है तो मैं कॉल बेचता हूँ, बस दैट्स इट। डोंट टॉक ऑफ स्पेकुलेशन एंड द सिन स्टॉक्स। आई हैव नेवर इन्वेस्टेड इन सिगरेट, स्पेकुलेशन, जुआ, नॉन-वेज, all stocks in my whole life.
One question, sir. Last question. Whether to invest directly in stock market or through mutual fund, which is the
ऐसा है,
better?
डायरेक्ट करोगे तो पैसा भी मिलेगा, नॉलेज भी मिलेगा। म्यूचुअल फंड के थ्रू मिलोगे तो पैसा भी जाएगा और नॉलेज भी नहीं आएगा। So now I think I gave you the answer.
Right, sir. Sir, would like to request C. Amrit Porwal, sir, General Secretary JCF, to give a formal vote of thanks, sir.
सर आप लोगों का प्रेम ही वोट ऑफ थैंक्स है सर मेरे लिए तो।
सर ऐसे लग रहा है आपको सुनते ही रहे सर।
एब्सोल्युटली, दैट इज व्हाट विराग भाई ने जो बताया है, तुलसियान जी का जो यूनिक इनइमिटेबल स्टाइल है, तो ये स्टाइल को आगे लगते सुनते ही रहे। इतना क्लियर कट थॉट प्रोसेस है, जैसे 2 शब्दों में ही बोल दिया, म्यूचुअल फंड को बाय बाय बोल दो। आपको पैसा कमाना है तो म्यूचुअल फंड रखो, अदरवाइज शेयर डायरेक्ट। नॉलेज और मनी बोथ विल बी देयर व्हेन यू इन्वेस्ट डायरेक्टली इनटू शेयर्स। सेवरल सच थिंग्स जो पूरा बरसों का 45 years of wisdom you have showered into.
अमित जी एक लाइटर साइड पे बाल भी उड़ जाएंगे अगर म्यूचुअल फंड के थ्रू करोगे तो।
सर बिल्कुल,
आपसे मजाक कर रहा हूँ बड़े भाई के से।
मैं आपका छोटा भाई हूँ और मैं सही, आप बिल्कुल सही पहचाना है, म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्टमेंट किया करता हूँ, इसके लिए शायद ये रिजल्ट है। बहुत ही अच्छा लगा तुलसियान जी। वी आर रियली थैंकफुल टू यू for being here with us this evening immediately after the great day of union budget, and fortunately we all are happy for the market who has given thumbs up to the entire economy, as well as our finance minister Nirmala ji, really, and she deserves all the, of course, credit for the wonderful task under the leadership of able leadership of PM Modi ji. Friends,
आज के मेरे बजट को 56 इंच का बजट,
या
56 इंच का बजट।
एब्सोल्युटली, जितना उछाल शेयर बाजार में बरसों के बाद देखने को मिला है इमीडिएटली आफ्टर बजट, ये मतलब आपने जैसे बताया, राइटली बताया, आफ्टर 20-25 years we have seen such kind of teji in the market immediately after budget. We are really extremely thankful to all of the team members of our TPF as well as Connect TG platform, Virag bhai, for giving us this platform along with the JCF team. तुलसियान जी, रियली आपका किन शब्दों में शुक्रिया अदा करूं, बिकॉज जिस तरीके से आपने ये सेशन कंडक्ट किया है, एक एक करके मतलब जो गागर में सागर भर दिया, ऐसा ही इतना ही मैं कहना चाहूंगा। नॉर्मली क्या है कि स्टॉक मार्केट की कमेंट्रीज में कई बार सुनता नहीं हूँ, लेकिन जब आप शुरू किया आपके लेक्चर को दोपहर शाम को सुनना, तो सुनते ही रहा। आई मेड इनफैक्ट नोट ऑफ एवरीथिंग व्हाट यू हैव स्पोक, really, which I would not like to share again because of paucity of time. Really, you are wonderful. You have been really wonderful. Thanks for being with us.
और टाइम देता, लेकिन मेरे चूंकि दूसरा कमिटमेंट है, इसलिए मैं आप लोगों से थोड़ा सा मैंने 15 मिनट श्रिंक किया, तो उसके लिए मैं आपसे थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
यूसुफ जी would like to say something. यूसुफ जी को कुछ बोलना है शायद।
सर एक्चुअली मैं सर लेट हो रहे हैं इसलिए सारे चैट बॉक्स में आपने सारी क्वेरी ली, तो एक क्वेरी मेरे ध्यान में भी दी कि सर सारे सवालों के जवाब आपने बहुत अच्छे से दिए। ओनली वन क्वेश्चन इन माय माइंड दैट मार्केट में एंट्री तो सर इजी है, लेकिन एट व्हाट लेवल वी शुड आइडियली एग्जिट वंस वी आर गेटिंग द प्रॉफिट? सो एट व्हाट आइडियली 20%, 10%, 50%, और वी शुड मेजर इट बाय टाइम और ए प्रॉफिट परसेंटेज?
सर ऐसा है कि होटल में खाना खाने बैठो तो पेट भर जाओ तो उठ जाना चाहिए। तो उसमें से जैसे आपको नहीं होना सीरियस नोट, 16 स्टॉक्स में से सिर्फ 4 स्टॉक को लॉन्ग टर्म रखिए, HDFC, HUL, जो को 3 जनरेशन तक मत बेचिए। और मैं आपको एक और बताऊं, मैं जब से मैंने 60 साल कंप्लीट किया, 3 साल पहले मैंने रिकमेंड, अब मेरे पोर्टफोलियो में लॉन्ग टर्म आपको देखने को मिलेगा। मैंने पहले कोई भी स्टॉक को 3 साल से ज्यादा नहीं रखा, बिकॉज मेरे लिए पैसा वेल्थ भी कमाना जरूरी था। तो मेरा पॉइंट ये है कि कीप डूइंग द प्रॉफिट्स, बुकिंग प्रॉफिट्स। HDFC में भी प्रॉफिट बुक करिए 2700 में, आपको फिर से एक महीने के अंदर 3% नीचे मिलेगा। अगर आपको एक महीने का 3% मिलता है तो कहाँ पे कौन सा चीज का आपको देगा यार? तो कीप अ लिस्ट रेडी दैट दिस मस्ट बी इन माय पोर्टफोलियो। आप HDFC बैंक, HUL, एशियन पेंट्स, पिडिलाइट 5 को बनाया, बेच दीजिए 5 में से 3 आएंगे, 3 आने दीजिए, 2 नहीं आया कहीं, आप प्रमोटर थोड़ी उस कंपनी के, क्यों चिंता करते? तो आप जहाँ पे अपना पेट भरा वहां पे उड़ जाओ।
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So would like to request.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Would like to request Dilsukh Shah ji to introduce Pramod Dangi ji, a convener at Professional Networking at TPF Mumbai. So over to you, Dilsukh ji.
Sir, you can leave, sir, if you have a commitments. We are continuing with. Yes, sir. Thank you for your session. So we have heard none other than SP Tulsian ji, a very interactive and very energetic lecture we all have heard. Now we have one more speaker with us, who is our fellow TPF member and our colleague and our dear friend also. So we all want to multiply our wealth and look forward to create the portfolio to compound the saving of years. We all want to become a dynamic and successful investor in today's fast and ever-changing world. Let us get some idea, inside secret from someone who is a master of managing the money and compounding the wealth with lots of volatility and perfect blend of economist, fundamental analyst, and successful portfolio manager. It's my pleasure to introduce a unique personality today to share his mantras, effectively compounding your money without losing a sleep overnight. Mr. Pramod Dangi, he is a chartered accountant by profession and also CFA from CFA Institute USA in year 2007. He has written so many articles on investment, economics, and valuation of business magazine and blogs like Financial Planning Journal, CFA blog, newspaper, and Patrika, etc. He has mentored various teams in CFA equity research in last 10 years. He started his investment career in 2013, and after that he was a portfolio manager for a SEBI registered PMS multi-asset managers. Currently, he is working with Trust Plutus Investment Advisors and Family Office as a senior vice president, and is managing the equity advisory strategies under the SEBI registered investment advisory firm. Two strategies managed by him, Plutus Legacy and Plutus Opportunities, have outperformed the benchmark in past 1 year by significant margin with lots of less volatility. He is also an environmentalist and avid tracker and enthusiastic practitioner and promoter of yoga and meditation. With this, I request all of you to put your hands together in welcoming today's speaker, young, energetic, yet humble and ground to earth, our TPF member, our friend, philosopher, and portfolio manager, Mr. Pramod Dangi.
Welcome, sir.
Pramod ji, welcome.
Thank you, Dilsukh ji, for such a wonderful introduction. Just a small correction. I started my career in 2003, not 2013. So
Sorry.
Perfectly okay. So friends, we all want to multiply our wealth. We all want to compound our wealth. And I was listening to Tulsian ji. He's a veteran in the equity market, and he had 4 decades of the experience, as good as my age, I would say. And I agree with him when he was saying that he looks for the 3 P: promoter, prospects, and the project. And I think I cannot agree more than anything else that promoter, when we are looking for the growth, and I will just add one more point, that we should always look also not only the return on our invested money, but also the return on our invested time and energy. Because when we have 10 lakh rupees, 20 lakh rupees investment, and we are managing as a professional, 20, 30, 50 lakh or 1 crore or 2 crore rupees of the income every year, even we make 10 or 20 lakh, 20% more on our 20 lakh or 30 lakh or 50 lakh rupees of the investment, it will amount to only a small money compared to the what we are earning every month. So it should not only the return on the investment, but it should also counter the return on the money invested or the time invested in, from or the energy invested from your side. So 3P, promoter. We all Marwadi, most of the CAs here, I can see the list is like most of them are the Marwadis and the Gujaratis and the other business fellows. So the promoter to whom you want to partner with is the one of the most important criteria. As Warren Buffett had said multi-years, almost 2 decades back, that if you partner with a person with a non-integrity, he will work all his hard work and intelligence against you to take your money. He gave one example. I will not name the person, but he gave one example where he been sued for 1,000 crore rupees of defamation court. Because when the hardworking people is not integrated, and you partner with the hardworking people who is not integrated, who is unethical, his entire energy will go in looting your money. So the promoter is one of the most important. And second, when we are looking at the compounding over the 5 years and 10 years period, the first and the foremost question need to ask is, will this company be around after 10 years? If this company is going to be around after 10 years, then only you will be able to multiply your wealth. If the company is not going to be around after 5 years or after 10 years, and JP Associates, which he mentioned in the Mr. Gulshanji, we can name so many companies. Yes Bank, India Bulls, Diwan Housing today is no more there. It's been taken over by Piramal, and they are planning to delist the companies. If the promoter is not ethical and they are into the market, which is a chartered accountant, it is we are the forefront on knowing that all the audit issues. We are at the forefront of auditing the other companies. We are actually one of the most knowledgeable intellectuals. So when promoters are doing something unethical, he may make money for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, but ultimately he will go to the zero. So anything multiplied by zero is always zero. So unless you are looking to trade over the 6 months and 3 months, unless you back a good promoter, you are not going to make the compounding your money. So I think that's the starting point. Second is compounding the earning. If I had bought the HDFC Bank in 2008, and this is a common question today, that market is at 46,000, what should be my reaction? What should I buy and what should I hold? The question is, if someone would have bought HDFC Bank in 2008 at the peak of the market, still he would have made 17-18% CAGR return coming to the 2020 after all the ups and downs. And it's not that HDFC Bank had not lost the money in between. In March itself, March 2020, 10 months back, the HDFC Bank was down 35% in just 1.5 months. But over the period of time, if the company's book value, if the company's earning is growing at 20% or 25% or 22%, you are going to make 20% return. And that is where you will get your multi-baggers. When the HDFC Bank is growing at 20% and a company which is growing at 28% per annum or 25% per annum, in 10 years time, it will become at 10 times bigger than what it is today. So I think this is the two key part: promoter and the business. Back a business which is going to grow and going to be sustainable after 10 years, and not the commodity business which is fly by night, that today is going up and suddenly you will find in the business that whether he will be around, he will be around or not, you don't know the case. And I will just update on a few data point which Mr. Tulshanji also have said, that this really in the last 10 years or the last 10 years after the financial crisis is completely driven by the liquidity, money printed by the government across the world, not only in the US but also in the China, in the Japan, in the Europe, and that money printing is going every year to a new level. Today, the balance sheet of the Fed had expanded to the almost $8.5 trillion, which was unimaginable just 10 months back. So that expansion of money is driving the market up. But when you are buying the business which is going to be bigger than what it is today, your stock price and your wealth will also be bigger than what it is today. So I think this is the two key parameters I would put. Yaji?
Ji sir, ji. So we don't have any question at present. Sir, would like to ask one of our objective of JCF as well is the networking. So you are a convener of professional networking. So if you can throw some light for the networking between the professional, how it can be done as well.
So it is rightly said that your network is your wealth. When you are in a service business, when you are in the profession, your network is the biggest wealth. And when you expand your network and when you meet the new people, and it's not only just knowing the people, but when you interact with them and you go with the mind of giving to that person. If you help other person grow, ultimately all will grow together. So I think this is the first rule of the networking is when you meet a person, think how you can help that person. If you do that, believe me, you will always get back more than what you have given.
Right, sir. So friends, any participants with any question, they can post. Yeah, over to you, Dilsukh ji.
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था प्रमोद जी, we market जैसे तुलसिया जी ने वही बोला कि मई में we should have invested in March or April or May, but we as a chartered accountants were busy in filing the returns and audits and GST and everything has taken over the market. अभी जब सब when we became free after all this thing, we are seeing this market is 50,000 on the top of the mountain. So what is your advice for all the chartered accountants that whether we have definitely missed the rally, but what is the road ahead? Should we wait for any mild correction, or is it a start of runway and it is about to take off?
So Dilkhush ji, first point I will say, we have not missed the rally at all. For a rally to sustain over a period, the first thing which you need is a demography. And our demography of India at 26 or 27 years of the average age is going to grow for next 20 years. So you have not missed any rally. When you will look after 5 years and 10 years down the line, the 45,000 or 14,600 on the Nifty will just look at number to you and will wonder that why I have not invested on that 2nd Feb 2021 when Mrs. Sitharaman had given the budget speech and the market was up 7-9%. Because after 10 years, what matters is, will your GDP bigger than the current GDP? I'm sure all the chartered accountants are here. They all have they are all very calculative. If my GDP is growing at 6%, I'm saying 6%, not 11 or 12%. If my GDP is growing at 6% and my inflation is at 5 to 6%, that means my nominal GDP for the next 10 years will grow at 11 to 12%. If I'm buying a good company or the good business, which is going to go 2 or 3% better than the GDP, I'm not saying it will grow 20% or 30% or 40% per annum. Even if that good business grow 2 or 3% higher than the GDP, you will have a 15% CAGR from here for the next 12, 15, 20 years. So after 10 years, your investment will be 10 times or 8 times bigger than what it is today. So we have not missed any rally. Till the time we become a 60, 65-year-old, retired person, and our next generation will become 45, and they will reach the peak of the demographic curve. Then we can say that we have missed the rally. The way it happened in Japan in 1991, or which happened in Europe maybe in 2008-9, that we missed the rally of 1980s to 2001. But India as a country, the rally of the stock market or the financial assets have just started. So any time is a good time. you may see 5%, 10%, 20% correction. You have seen the correction in March, right? And you yourself had answered the question that in the May, none of us has invested money, or majority of us has not invested the huge money. Believe me, we all have we have all have the calculator in front of us. If I would have 100 crore rupees of the investment in the first March 2020, and I would have invested 10 crore rupees more on the 30th March 2020, what is more important is my 110 crore rupees of investment, whether I made on the 1st Feb or the 1st March 2020, or whether I made on the 31st March 2020. The important is you have to invest. If you don't invest, there is no return. The return will be 0, or the return will be 5%. But if you invest, the return may not be 20%, which would be if you would have made in the invested in the May 2020, but it will be still be 17 or 18%, which is far better than 5% you will get in the FD.
Okay. Nice explanation.
Sir, one question we received from Mihirji. How do we bifurcate long-term investment and short-term? Because even script like MRF also giving chance to buy at 55K from 85K. So long-term investor not able to accelerate return in the terms of percentage.
So long-term return, when we are looking at the long-term investment, and I give the one, I will give the one analogy that if I am a food trader, I buy the rice or the paddy from the farmers and sell in the market. It doesn't matter to me whether I am buying a C grade of the paddy or I am buying a grade of the paddy. All I am doing is I am buying something at 100 rupees and I am selling at 110 or 120 rupees. So when I'm looking at the investment as a trading activity, that I buy and sell at the higher price, like someone selling paddy, or someone is selling food, or someone is selling the shirt or the pant or the hardware stuff, then it's the short-term activity. When I become a farmer, or I may become a businessman and I'm buying a farmhouse or I'm buying a farmland, there will be a bad season, there will be a good season, but the evaluation is it the farmland is is it a good irrigable land? Is it a fertile land? And is it going to churn every season one food grain to the other food grain? Whether I'm growing paddy or whether I'm growing sugarcane or whether I'm growing, so that becomes your long-term investment. So when you are buying the high quality good businesses, whether it's the Nestle of the world, whether it's the Colgate of the world, whether it's the HLL of the world, whether it's HDFC Bank of the world, or the HDFC Limited of the world, or the Kotak Bank, which is going to grow at 15-20% without any bankruptcy or any disruption of the destruction of the disastrous return on the capital invested, then that becomes your long-term investment. And this is how you should be bifurcating. The company which you believe will sustain the profitability and the growth for the next 5-10 years is a long-term investment. All others are the short-term speculation of the trading. That whether I'm buying a food grain or whether I'm buying a hardware stuff is the same.
Thank you, sir. So I think we don't have any question at present now. So we can would like to request Dilsukh ji to give a formal vote of thanks to Pramod Dangi ji.
So
We
here
would like to request Tej Prakash Dangi sir as well, President TPF Mumbai, for his remarks as well.
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है प्रमोद, आवाज आ रही है?
Yes sir, yes please.
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, अगर मैंने कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है और उसको मैं सेल करता हूँ एट प्रेजेंट मार्केट में और 10% डाउन में मैं पुट स्ट्रेटजी के थ्रू उसको वापस बाय करता हूँ, अगर ये करना चाहिए इन्वेस्टर्स को या नहीं करना चाहिए?
If you are a very active investor, you can spare your time on the screen, on the not on the minute by minute time, but eventually if you can spare some time, and more importantly, if you have enough money to create a portfolio of 2, 3, 4 crore rupees, then you should do it. if you have only 10 lakh rupees and you want to do only, someone has only 10 or 20 lakh rupees and he want to do only in the 2 script, 1 lot, the return, incremental return will be not useful for his energy. So yes, someone with the 5 crore, 10 crore should do it. Someone with the lesser money should focus more on the other activities to generate the returns on his time invested. But it's a good strategy that you are getting 10% discount. But in case of the full blown up rally which we have seen in last 9 months, if you don't buy and you are not holding the stock in the case and the stock keep going up, you will like the put, but you will get only the premium, but you will not get the upside of the stock. So that's a good strategy when the market is volatile. But in the one-day market, you will just get the premium, but you will not get the returns of the equity.
Okay.
So there are 2 questions which, please.
बोलो आप.
Yusuf.
नहीं, विराट जी बोलिए आप.
Yeah, so can I take the question now, right? So there are 2 questions. One is from Avinash ji, which is good script we can buy as per your advice, and one from Mir ji as well. As per announcement of finance minister, all short-term and long-term gain will reflect in ITR. So how it will be? I mean, any what is your feel about that? So there are 2 questions of that.
So Vinayji, I just named few companies which we advise to our client also, which are the front runner. So what we believe is like the companies which have the balancing strength and are the leadership position in their particular industry and have a competitive advantage is a good investment. So when I'm looking at the FMCG, when I'm looking at the Nestle, HLL, Colgate, and other companies which are by far the biggest market leader in their respective segment, have a very less volatile revenue, are always a good investment with the target of 15-20% CAGR compounding over a long-term period. When I'm looking at the financial services, whether it's a Kotak Mahindra Bank, HDFC Bank, HDFC Limited, which are again the market leader in terms of the cost of capital, in terms of the cost of credit, and in terms of the underwriting policies. These are the kind of the companies which we believe is going to gain the market share from the weaker sections. We should all understand also that in the last 3 years, the way this government is positioning is that and I think no one understands this better than us as a chartered accountant, that the informal economy is moving to the formal economy. More and more reforms are actually forcing corporate world to do the right practices in terms of the corporate governance and in terms of the tax evasions. So that tax evasion is coming down, and which is helping the larger company and the leadership company. And the companies with the balance sheet still will always find it, better position when the capital cycle will be playing out. So we have seen the pandemic, we have seen 2008, we have seen Iran 2011, and then the companies like JP Associates or the Yes Bank, which are highly leveraged and the combination of the highly leveraged and the slightly aggressive accounting policies is always at the receiving end. I think on the tax thing, our president, Mr. Dangi will be better equipped, or the Dilkuji will be better equipped to answer that question on the taxation on the short term and the long term.
Short term and long term they have announced, but it is a question of matter because so many people must have hold the shares for very long time. They must have changed their DP and depository participants also. So I don't know how they will gather the information that since how long you are holding the stock. Just they have announced it, but I think it will be very hard for initial 2-3 years to calculate the long term and short term gain. Because if you have changed 2-3 DPs, then they don't have a source of how much is the cost of acquisition to any particular individual of their particular share. Because once you change the company or DP, then they don't show you the cost. The new company only will show you the quantity of shares. So it will be very hard for, let's see, they have announced, but I am also in doubt how they will calculate the capital gain.
So I think they will, they will add the sale value and they will give a pre-fill amount only on the basis of some calculation or some data they have received of the purchase on the basis of PAN number or something kind.
PAN number. I think the PAN number will be the central to everything, but how they gather the data is is about the technology.
Is sale value they can give you during by the current year's transaction, because they've installed the techniques that system in 1 or 2 years. Okay, but if someone has bought the share 10 years, look at 15 years before someone has bought the Reliance, then how you will calculate what is the cost of acquisition? Even we don't
we need to add, I mean, we need to put the cost value as a chartered accountant, as an SAC. They will do, I mean, pre-fill will be, according to me, pre-fill will be the sale value only. Any purchase value or any deduction kind of or any other thing, we need to put as per, I mean,
yeah, there may be some mechanism.
Kind of.
Yeah. Also, I believe this is more important for the stocks which been bought after 2018, when the grandfathering is done. Because before that, everything you're holding before 2018 is anywhere tax free. So the price of the 2018, January 31st, 2018, becomes a reference point. If you are holding it for
that can be done. Yeah, that can be done. Yes.
So there is one question from Vaibhav Sethji. In the budget, FM announced disinvestment in LIC and the privatization of 2 public sector banks. So what is your view? Will it be a good for us for investment?
So if you are asking from the valuations point of view, we don't know. So as of now, will it be good for the sector? I believe yes, it will be good for the PSU sectors because it will give more accountability. It will give the more capital to the bank. But in terms of those companies, because they have not announced the name of the companies, which company they will be divesting. But as a sector, it will give the boost to the sector, and the relative valuations will also go up, should go up. In terms of the LIC pricing, we have to see the pricing first. We don't know at what price they will do the IPO of the LIC. But today we have 3 life insurance company listed, or 4 life insurance company listed: SBI Life, ICICI Prudential Life, HDFC Life. And life insurance as a sector is one of the least penetrated financial assets in the India. It's highly under-penetrated market under the service sector in India, and the growth opportunity is huge in the life insurance. So I'm sure the IPO of the LIC will add to the strength of the market or the sector.
Thank you, sir. So one of the questions from Manoj Kumar ji: what are the chances for companies like Yes Bank and DHFL to return to their former glory?
If they remain around for 20 years, we may see. But the companies, like as I said in the beginning, the companies with the corporate governance issue and the companies with the aggressive financing in the finance sector are always a bad investment. So I don't believe they will ever be able to go to the formal glory. If they survive, it's a good thing. If they don't survive and they get merged with someone else, we have to see.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one last question we can take. How do you select the stocks, fundamental or technical analysis? And there is a right way to select stock on fundamental basis and entry exit based on technical analysis?
So we select based on the fundamentals only, because technical is just the movement of price. So when you are using the technicals, you can look at the trend and say that whether the trend is positive or negative. But when you are selecting the companies, we purely do based on the fundamentals, which is the return on the capital invested, return on the equity. More important than the return is the free cash flow generations, because you look at any company which have shown the high profit but no cash flow is a disaster in making. So free cash flow generation, high ROE, high ROC, and no leverage that are the best candidate for the investment. In short term, there are always opportunities. So this is that, and technicals can be used only for the trend analysis, but not for the selection of the companies. But maybe sometimes to time the trend, and that depend on what is your time horizon. For the high quality companies, there is no time horizon. If you are buying Nestle for 20 years, whether you buy at 14,000 or whether you buy 16,000 doesn't matter. What matters is whether the Nestle will grow at 15% or not. If Nestle grows at 15% for next 10 years, even if you buy at 20,000 rupees, you will still make 13% return. Or if not 15, you will make 13% return.
Yes, sir. So the last question. We have, there is no other question as well. So Dilsukh ji, over to you, sir.
Okay, yeah. So here I would like to express my sincere vote of thanks to our today's speaker, our friend Mr. Pramodji Dangi, for gracing the event seminar and sharing your vast knowledge of stock market with our all viewers as well as with panelists. I would also like to thank JCF for connecting partner of this event. I would like to thank Mr. Virag Shah, founder of Connect Easy. You have been doing a wonderful job since last 1 or 2 years. I can see the daily basis. I can see in WhatsApp there is some seminar or one or another day of different subjects. You are and the very good speaker you are making them here available with all the viewers. So that is a very commendable thing. And I would also like to thank our all attendees who have participated in a very huge numbers in our morning as well as evening seminar. So thank you once again, all of you, for attending the seminar and participating in a very enthusiastic manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
So,
Dilkur
sir,
ji.
for giving
Thank you,
opportunity
Ramit
to hold a jointly webinar.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Amit ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amrit Purwal, sir. Thank you, Pramod Dangi, sir, for the taking all the question for all the attendees. Thank you so much, all the attendees, for making it very interactive webinar by asking their questions and making it a very wonderful session.
Thank you, Viraj ji, and thank you, Dangi ji and Purva ji for your opportunity for this opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Video will be available. Entire recording will be available on Connect Easy YouTube channel. We'll try to upload as soon as possible. Thank you. Thank you so much, all. We are ending webinar right away here. Thank you once again, and we are ending the webinar.